Welcome to Breakfast Food, the weekly themed comedy podcast featuring feel-good stories, stupid anecdotes, and advice you didn't even know you wanted. From me, Annabel Logan.
And me, Cara McKinley.
Oh, I wish I could get that low.
That's the lowest I can go. That's
good.
That hurt a little bit.
Mine just sounds...
I am a baritone and I'm proud of it.
You are. That's so nice. I'm definitely not.
How was your breakfast? This is the first time I get to ask you this.
Oh,
shoot. And the whole time we've recorded, how was your breakfast?
I had a wonderful breakfast. I had some homemade pancakes. And Christian really wanted to try making thick pancakes, you know,
like American fluffy pancakes.
Yeah, rather than the kind of crepe things. So he made this batter up, and it looked just like bread dough, and we're like, oh, it looks weird, but the recipe was like, no, it's meant to be really thick, so okay. So we kind of made, they tasted amazing, like they were actually really fluffy, but they weren't in the shape of a pancake. They were kind of like, just
the shape of a loaf.
Yeah, it was a bit kind of like, we're just trying to spread it around the pan, and it was just like this misshapen kind of like monster of a pancake. It was like, Father, why? But they tasted really, really nice. So,
nice.
Hurrah, good times.
Hurrah.
We're trying something like new every week. We're trying to make like different breakfasty things because we realised how much money we were spending going to a cafe and ordering pancakes or waffles. So, you know.
I always forget I like pancakes. It's like quite rare that I want something sweet for breakfast. And then I have them and I'm like, fuck, pancakes are great.
Pancakes are amazing. Yeah.
Pancakes are amazing, yeah.
We even bought like whipped cream, which is ridiculous. Ooh. We had them for the waffles last week. So it sounds very sensual, but it's not. We just have it like whipped cream, like in a spray can. It's the best sound. And we had maple syrup and... I had classic sugar and lemon juice as another option for pancakes. I quite like that, but I know it's not to everyone's taste, but yes.
I'm a Nutella spread kind of gal.
Oh, you should have been on ours like last week. We ended up going to Aldi and we bought, oh my God, how big was it? It was 1,000 grams, a kilogram.
What?
It was a kilo of Nutella in a jar.
Wow. I didn't know Aldi did that.
It cost £5.
Wow.
And it lasted us a week and a half.
Oh my God, how much Nutella do you guys eat?
Well, we ate a lot this last 2 weeks. I know. I feel like we actually found this beautiful thing of just spreading Nutella straight from the jar onto a banana.
I've heard about that, yeah. I've never tried it myself, but I've heard
it's
of it.
So good. So, yeah, highly recommend. I do love that Nutella now has on their lids, like, how much one spoonful is in calories.
No, that's horrible. Why would you do that?
Yeah, because they're like, guys, this is a kilogram of Nutella. Like, please think of your arteries.
I don't want to know how much one spoonful is, because, like, you're gonna have more than one spoonful every time you have Nutella.
Yeah, I will tell you then how many calories are in one teaspoon.
Yeah, please don't.
You don't need to know.
I don't need to. I don't want to. I'm fine being blissfully ignorant of calories.
Excellent.
I had a tuna sandwich for breakfast.
Why?
because I was out the other day and I picked up some shopping and I picked up a loaf of bread and I also picked up 2 like ciabatta rolls because I like ciabatta rolls. However, I didn't know that Hannah was going to make sourdough bread that night. Oh. So now we have a loaf of sourdough bread, 2 ciabatta rolls and a loaf of normal bread and tortillas.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, I'm gonna have to have these, but I already have lunch planned out. I already know what I want for my lunch. So I was like, well, I'm gonna have to have them in the morning, I guess. And the only reason I buy those specific ciabatta rolls is because it's really nice with a tuna sandwich. So I was like, well, I guess it's a tuna sandwich for breakfast.
Yeah, you can't be fussy. If you've got all the bread, you gotta be creative there and break rules. And you did.
Exactly. And I did. And you know what? It wasn't the worst. I feel energized.
Excellent. I mean, it's a good balance, you know, sort of whatever. You got good bit of protein there, good bit of carbs, good bit of
good start to the
vitamin
day.
D.
I have no idea what
Iron.
something.
Oh geez. Vitamin B12. Vitamin
B12.
some B something. B3 or B6 or B12.
B62s. That's not their name. B52s.
B52s. They love tuna. So
They love tuna. That's what they named their band after. Anyway, what's our breakfast bugle? Do you have? I have a couple of stories.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I've started doing a thing where I just write the titles down because the titles make me have more questions and I don't want to read the articles. I just want to have the questions.
I'm similar. I've half read something and not looked over it in a few days, so it's nice and fresh and I have literally zero idea what it's about.
Shall I read you a couple of mine out?
Yes,
can see.
Please do.
We've got the title of A Monkey Stole COVID Supplies.
Oops. Silly.
Yep. Oh no, not even. Sorry, a monkey stole COVID samples. Even worse.
Oh no! Yeah, so say supplies like face masks.
No, samples. It says,
God!
In a bizarre incident on. Oh my god! In a bizarre incident in one of the Uttar Pradesh's largest government hospitals, a monkey attacked a lab technician, snatched vials containing blood samples from 3 COVID patients, and escaped.
Holy crap!
I know. A video of the incident, which occurred in May, shows the monkey sitting atop a tree with the samples that it stole.
I swear that's like, I've never seen the film Contagion, but doesn't Contagion begin with monkeys spreading disease?
Does it?
If it does, then, well, there you go. That's weird. Why monkey?
Know. Sometimes they just want stuff. If Contagion does start like that, then it's very much another. Remember when Black Mirror first came out and everyone was like, "He's predicting the future," because like two things were kind of linked to things that happened in real life. Maybe it is. Maybe it's maybe Contagion. I know that the Contagion was watched, like the percentage of people watching Contagion in Netflix like skyrocketed when we all started going into lockdown.
That's right. When everyone was still like, "Oh, this is novel. I'm having a bit of fun."
Yeah, it'll be over in 3 weeks. The government said it'll be over in 3 weeks.
Well, maybe this is now Contagion 2. Maybe
Contagion
it's
2,
sequel,
the Contagioning,
the monkey strikes
the monkey rises.
back. Yeah, monkey.
It's a collaboration between Contagion and Rise of the Apes.
That's right. So it's actually just some advertising, brilliant advertising for the next Contagion Rise of the Ape film.
Yeah. Speaking of advertising, that's one of the other titles that I have is in a strange publicity stunt, planters announced that Mr. Peanut, the mascot for the Nut Brand, has died.
Oh no! The little dude with a monocle and a top hat. He was fancy. Yeah, what happened to him?
Dead. I don't know. It's like a weird publicity move where they're like, "Our mascot is dead." And it's like, your mascot was a cartoon. Wait, what?
You're disturbing me greatly. Oh my. So is it that where they've left it? That we now are attending his wake and mourning his loss by eating more peanuts?
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to bring his son to fulfill the role, or if they're going to get a new mascot.
Are we eating him? Is that what they're saying? Is this some weird Christ thing where we're eating the body of Mr. Peanut?
Maybe that's going to be their new marketing ploy, is that every time you eat their peanuts or peanut butter or whatever it is that they do, it is the body of Mr. Peanut.
Gross and odd. That's bizarre. I actually have, mine are quite, in a way, similar to yours. There's something, we've struck something we find interesting, weirdly in common. Did you see the most recent? See, I'm not a big like avid watcher of Christmas ads, but did you see there was an early Christmas ad for Peloton Peloton bikes?
Bikes.
They're like exercise bikes.
Oh, no, but I can imagine them.
Yeah, so they're basically like extremely high-end $3,000 exercise bikes that are only there for bless. I was going to say bless you. They're only there for just very, very wealthy people, and the advertising's always been so stupid. They're always like putting them by like eternity pools or whatever you call them, like
infinity pools.
Infinity eternity. It never ends. I can't get out.
Eternity pools. It's forever. It's a pool forever.
Oh no! But they're always like by there or under a palm tree, looking out into over the sea, and they're just very unrealistic. Anyway. They released this Christmas ad, and it's the best way of describing it. People have described it as like the first episode of a Black Mirror. So it's interesting we were talking about Black Mirror. They're like, it is the most dystopian and sexist, weirdest advert. So it's like this woman who's a very skinny, very model-esque woman, and she's making a video diary, and guess what? Her lovely husband gets her for Christmas a Peloton exercise bike, because that's all we want. So she's like, oh my god, thank you so much, and she's like, I'm so excited, and she's like, she's like in her voiceover, she's like, I didn't realize how much this would change my life. And so she spends a whole year filming her kind of, progress on this stupid exercise bike. Okay. Like, she's like so twig thin. She doesn't lose weight. It's not like she's doing it for her fitness. She's like, and then by the end of it, she sits down with her 1-year compilation of exercise videos and makes her husband watch it. It's so weird.
What? That's so weird.
Honestly, please, if you've not seen it, look up the Peloton Christmas ad, because it's had such negative, like, lashing. Lashback? No, lashing.
Lashback.
It's had
backlash.
Oh my god, I can't speak. I don't know. But I just looked at this article actually this morning, and apparently because of it, Peloton have lost $1.5 billion in value because of it.
What? Oh my god.
So excellent. It's excellent.
What? That is insane that one advert could do. I mean, I suppose when your clientele are like stinking mega rich,
yes,
it would make sense that a mistake like that would cost like far more money than I would imagine.
I
can't even imagine that money existing.
I know.
Did you know that did you know, I mean, I know that $1 billion is not $1 trillion, but did you know that to count to 1 trillion, for a human being to count to $1 trillion, if you said one number every second, it would take you 30,000 years to count to 1 trillion.
What the hell? Yeah. That's crazy.
I know.
No one needs billions or trillions.
Right? Like, if trillions of 30,000 years, like, how long would it take you to count to 1 billion?
I know.
Like 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 years?
Something like
Less?
that.
I've got no clue.
I know, I have no clue.
I just can't imagine that number.
Me neither. Oh,
and imagine
God.
that the reason that number has come up in your financial report is because your advert was so bad.
Imagine being the guy who gave the okay for that to go ahead. Oh man, I bet he's fired. I bet they let him
he
go.
must be. He must be. They're like, we need to make this money back, and we're going to do that by firing you.
By firing your $1.5 billion job. Goodbye.
Yeah. Oh man,
super cringe.
I have heard of these bikes before. I realised because I listened on a r/relationships Reddit post.
Relationship.
r/relationships. It's just like the relationship sub. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why am I having a stroke?
I'm with you.
Jesus Christ. Yes, I have heard of those bikes before because on a relationship subreddit on Reddit, someone had posted being like, I need help, I don't understand what's going on. And basically they'd said that they were about to marry someone, their partner, and their partner's family was like, it's within like our culture to buy like a gift for the family, and he was like, sure, what kind of gift are you after? And they asked for those bikes, like 10 of them.
What?
So he did. He ended up buying those bikes, like 10 of those bikes, yeah. But then now, I'm pretty sure that like not long after that they were like, oh, we're gonna get a divorce, this isn't working out, but they're all like, but we keep the bikes, that's just how it is.
Oh my lord.
I know.
That's a warning sign, if any, if they're like, the family of the person you love is like, oh, but yeah, you have to buy us a gift.
Yeah, I mean, like, if the gift part is part of the culture or whatever, like, maybe, like, that's fine, as long as it really is and it's not some sort of prank. But it's not within the culture to buy that specific bike. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can buy a gift, but you can't buy a gift 10 of them.
What's wrong with a nice dinner set? Nice,
right?
Nice set of napkins. Or even a fancy napkin ring. We don't use enough napkin rings anymore.
So weird. So weird. Oh, I'm pretty sure the reason that they were getting a divorce was because the family were like essentially keeping one bike and selling 9 of them.
Oh my god.
And he was like, wait a minute.
Rude.
Wait a minute.
So rude. Yeah, they are expensive. You'd make a mint from selling off those.
What makes them so expensive? I've never actually seen one.
They don't look, they just look like exercise bikes, but
okay.
Yeah,
I was hoping there'd be something
designer.
fantastical about them, but oh well.
They would like detach and zoom off or something.
They would detach and become a car.
Yeah, they are transformers. That's what makes them so awesome.
Yeah. When the revolution comes, you already have a transformer on your side.
You could fight or save the world. It's up to you.
Your choice. You fight the world. I have two about celebrities. Again, it's just the titles, but I thought these titles were really funny.
Nice.
So one of them is, former politician Sarah Palin appeared on The Masked Singer and closed out the show by singing Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back.
For real?
Yeah.
For real? I've heard of The Masked Singer. I think it's actually quite a fun and interesting concept for a show.
I've never watched it. Is it literally just that someone comes out with a mask on, you have to guess who it is?
Yeah, you basically, but it's not like just a mask. They've got a full costume. Like it's really, it's like Mardi Gras-esque, like amazing looking costumes with covered faces. And they have like different, like they're only called by like what the costume's called. So one of them's like Miss B or Mr. Jesterman. and then they go and sing, and I've never watched it, but I think it's the judges that have to guess. Maybe the audience gets to guess as well. That would make it more fun. But yeah, that's weird. I always thought they just got actual singers on.
No, apparently not.
Apparently not.
Oh, maybe Sarah Palin's got a good voice. We don't know.
Maybe that was the whole point. And she was like, "Damn." Weird song choice to be fair.
I was gonna say, if you have a good voice, you're probably not singing Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back.
Oh God, it's so cringe. But I will be googling that. After we come off
now
this.
I'm just curious as to these Mardi Gras costumes.
Yeah, they're really cool actually for like design ideas. They actually do look very, very special.
The other celebrity one I have is also quite cringy.
Okay.
It's simply, Dr. Phil begs TikTok followers to stop calling him daddy.
Ooh, like as in daddy?
His like quote is, I'm not your daddy and you're making your real daddy very upset.
Okay. Yeah.
Woo.
I think there's just something about the word daddy.
It's just
sends chills down my spine. I can't.
One of my friends told me that they still call their dad daddy, but only because like that's just what they call him, and they didn't realize it was a weird thing until too late, and then they're like, well, this is just what I call him.
It's too late now.
It's too late. Gosh. Yeah, I can't go back on it.
Yeah. I do think about that with my mum. Like, when did I stop being like, Mummy? Yeah, and I started calling her Mum. When was that point?
I always wonder if I ever called my mum Mummy or not. I feel like I always called her Mum, but then I don't know, because I called my Granny when I was young.
Yeah,
so.
I always called my Granny. But yeah, I definitely called my mum Mummy. When was that conscious decision?
Mummy's not as weird as Daddy.
I know, it doesn't have as weird connotations attached to it for sure.
Yeah, but I think that's some sort of this is an argument around sexism that we don't have time to go into.
Yeah, I know. This is a whole different topic, maybe even a whole different podcast. I mean,
yeah, we'll table this for someone who has a podcast, someone else has a different podcast to talk about.
Oh my! I have one story, like one more story. Okay, headline is aliens are breeding with humans to save Earth. Oxford professor claims.
Does he or she? Do they?
He's a guy. I wanted to try and find what he was. No, he is a professor. So he's a really high up guy at Oxford University.
What?
I know. His name's Dr. Young-Hae Chi, and he believes there's a strong correlation between alien abductions and changes to the Earth's climate. So he believes that we already have hybrids, where aliens have abducted people over the years to bring in hybrids that will help us save Earth's like climate change. So that's his theory. Apparently
interesting.
He has tried to get it in a debate club in Oxford and it was rejected.
And it was wholeheartedly rejected. Maybe it's just rejected because they're not ready for the truth.
Maybe. I mean, and I would have thought like a debate, it's a debate. I think that's actually quite a good thing to debate, wouldn't you think?
Although I would say the issue with the debate is someone always has to take the for side.
That's
like,
yeah.
There's a team of people need to be like, I believe this to be true because, and I guess it was rejected because everyone was like, I don't want to be for.
I can't. Yeah, it's I'm actually just reading through his quotes now. It's quite something. Yeah, he's just saying like aliens shouldn't be worried about us if they want to come. And I mean, speak for yourself, sir.
I'm ready to fight those aliens, those ding dang aliens,
with my Peloton transformer.
Yeah, been saving up for years.
Yeah, it's all I want. Yeah, he's sort of. It's an interesting article, but I do find it just a fascinating concept that, like, the reason that aliens are coming to breed with humans is to save the Earth. If I was an alien, I'd be like, I don't care enough.
I don't care about your planet. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Unless you're wanting to harvest our planet for evil intent later down the line, which might be a case.
I suppose, but like, surely they would just do that now, you know?
Yeah, just wipe us out.
I had a conversation recently with someone about aliens and whatnot, and the conversation went to how they believe that we've already sort of had contact made to us. And I was like, personally, I don't. I was like, I believe that there are life forms out there because how could there not be? You know, there's so many planets and whatnot. But I don't believe they've ever come here. And they were like, well, how do you explain crop circles? And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean how to explain crop circles?
Why is that the way that an alien contacts with us is some really abstract bullshit in a field?
It's like, if they wanted to make contact, they would make contact in a way that made sense.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, what if they don't? What if they don't want like loads of people knowing about it? I was like, well, why would that be the thing? They like, if they wanted to make contact, they'd do it in a way that made sense. If they didn't want to make contact, they wouldn't make contact.
Exactly.
And that's that.
It's true. I mean, even they, if they're smart enough to get to our planet, they would hopefully realize that crop circles are not an effective way of communication.
Yeah. And also, if they've managed to get to our planet, it must mean that they can travel really, really fast because everything's really far away from each other in space. And the fastest thing that we know is light, you know, like light years and whatnot, which means for them to be fast enough to make space travel possible, they would need to be made of light. Yeah. And their spaceship or whatever would need to be made of light. And even then, the closest thing to us, like star-wise, is 4.3 light years away, which means it would still take them 4.5 years to get to us. So if they came from like any of the other stars that we can see at night, they would have taken them hundreds or thousands of years to get to us. Yeah. So it still makes no sense. You know. Did
you see that thing in the news recently of they were learning more about mega black holes, super massive
black holes.
Black holes. Yeah.
No, I didn't. What did it say?
I can't remember.
Oh.
It was something about oh man, it was just something about there was something that they didn't realize before, and now they realize it.
Cool story.
Hang on, super massive black hole. This should come up in the news. Oh, it's just going to come up with Muse songs. Sorry.
Oh yeah, of course. I said news, not muse.
Ah.
Did you know that the word for being sucked into a black hole is spaghettification?
Oh no. Is that because yeah.
Yeah, because we can only like assume, but because of the way that we think space and time work around a black hole, you would get sucked in and it would elongate your body sort of into a long noodle, and you would be spaghettified.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, well.
Also,
what are you going to do?
There we go. Black holes. Cosmic signal rattles Earth after 7 billion years. It says, quick first few lines. Imagine the energy of 8 suns released in an instant. This is the gravitational shockwave that spread out from the biggest merger yet observed between 2 black holes. So it's basically the first, like, the biggest observation they've seen of these 2 black holes colliding with each other.
Cool.
Which apparently
happened a couple.
Yeah, it happened 7 billion years ago.
Wow,
it's crazy.
It's just hit us now. That's 7 billion light years away.
Yeah,
which is crazy to think about. It's crazy that we can still feel or observe something 7 billion light years away. We were just talking about how crazy billion is.
It's so cool. Yeah, we love space. You love space. I love space. I don't know nearly as much about space as you do, but I find it just so wonderfully, amazingly fascinating. And
next to my laptop, I have 2 art pieces of the Opportunity Mars rover and a tattoo of it.
That's right. He's so
and
sweet.
I have about 4 other space tattoos on me as well. I'm obsessed. I love space.
Cara loves space.
Cara loves space.
Yes, so that's read it up. Read the article.
I'm gonna have to, yeah. I'll read into it.
Nice.
I have one last title of a news story because it made me think of questions and I was like, ooh, I'll ask these. Okay. So the title is Mum wants to have toddler's monobrow removed. Mum wants to shave toddler's monobrow. I wrote So here's what happened. I wrote Mum wants to shave toddler's monobrow but forgot to put the S in. So I read Mum wants to have toddler's monobrow and then that made no sense, so my brain just put the word removed in.
just laser that little bugger off.
Strip the whole thing. Yeah. No, sorry. Mum wants to shave toddler's monobrow. Not everyone agrees. That's the title.
Oh. Wow. Interesting. I mean, quite frankly, is this like ask what I think? Because yeah, you can ask me. I'll ask you what you think, but it also leads me to other questions. Okay.
What would be your stance on it?
I mean, as a toddler, leave the child alone. It's a toddler. Yeah. It has no concept of what you're trying to do to its eyebrow. Yeah. It's one eyebrow. Yeah, like at that age, like kids, they don't actually really notice, I don't think. Like even other kids.
And even if, people do notice or whatever, if you start now being like, well, just, you have to shave it, you have to shave it to look, whatever, that's just going to the kid's just going to have a complex for the rest of its life that it has to, be careful or whatever. I don't know. I think I'm with you. It's much too young to be putting beauty standards on your toddler.
Is it a female? Like, is it a girl?
I don't know. The picture was of a stock image of a boy toddler.
Okay.
Putting his head in his hands and covering his little eyebrows up.
Oh no. Because I wonder if that's got something to do with it as well. That kind of forcing that beauty standard on, say, like girls more than boys at that age, and feeling like, if you had to say a little boy running around you would be less likely to be like, oh, we need to remove that instantly, you know?
Yeah, shave that eyebrow.
Shave that eyebrow. Yeah, what's your other questions related to it?
Well, it made me think, did your mum ever make you have any fashion choices or anything like that you weren't happy with when you were a kid?
So it wasn't so bad, but definitely in my first few years, there was a bit of matchy with my brother. So yeah, we would have like the same type of dressing gown, but one would be pink and one would be blue, you know, that kind of shit. Yeah. Or we'd have like the same pair of dungarees. Yeah, I know, which actually looking back, I'm like, that's really cute. But as a kid, I think there was definitely, I realised really early on that I didn't want to just be known as the twins because...
Yeah, you're like, I'm my own person, Mom.
Yeah, and for a while, I think my mum consciously made that choice, and I remember her talking to people about it and saying, you know, don't just refer to them as the twins anymore, like give them their names. They're two different people.
Oh, that's really good of your mum.
Yeah, which is really nice. But I think we talked about this before, but I do remember once being put in a pair of dungarees and thinking my butt looked really fat.
Yeah,
do you remember
you told me that? Yeah.
Because of my nappy. And I was like, this looks weird. I basically looked like a kind of Teletubby. And for some reason I really noticed it. It was bizarre. But I was quite lucky. I think I had quite a few. All my clothes were either quite like knitted from my grad, or there was a few sweet little hand-me-downs, you know, because it's bloody hard work and expensive raising two kids at once. So I used to have quite a lot of like just knitted stuff, and I never really noticed much about clothes in that way, but I always had unique clothes, let's put it that way. They were definitely not like other kids. And then I loved to dress up. I was really lucky because I had like a big dressing up box, and I always used to wear amazing things, and like I feel bad now, but a lot of them were my granny's old clothes from like the 40s and 50s.
Wow.
And my mum, like, oh my god, I think she ended up cutting up like an old vintage nightgown as like a fairy outfit for me, and I loved it. It was my favourite. But I think my gran was like, why have you cut up my beautiful old nightgown? Yeah, so that's a long answer, but yeah, I wasn't too bad. It could have been much worse. How about you?
My mum was mostly fine. There was like, she says the only proper tantrum I ever had was when I was 2, and she tried to buy me a yellow dress that I didn't like.
Oh no!
And I went we were in the shop, and apparently I went like nuts, and she just like grabbed me, took me outside, like got down to my level and was like, hey, you don't need to act like that, all right? If you don't want the dress, we'll just not get the dress. And I was like, okay. Yeah. So there was a few of that. It was quite clear early on that I didn't like skirts and dresses and things like that. And obviously she was like, but I have a little girl. I didn't buy them anyway. It was the same with my, when I had, what's that word? Communion? Ah, Christ. Oh
what
my God.
What did you just do?
He just like, he went to jump up on me, but instead he didn't make it all the way up, so he just dug all 4 claws into my leg. Oh,
broccoli.
Settle down. He's had his breakfast and I'm pretty sure he's pooped. Will you please? Oh my God. Oh. Anyway. What's that one where you, is it baptism? I got baptised when I was young, because my parents wanted to get me into a nice school, and the easiest way to get into that school was to be baptised. And they made me wear a dress to that, and I was like really, really, really grumpy. Oh, no. Like really uncontrollably grumpy the whole time. And the next time they were like, oh, you should be wearing a dress, I made them buy me a cream suit instead. I mean,
that sounds utterly fantastic.
It was. It had shoulder pads. I felt very proud of it.
Oh man. Yeah, I was not a big dress. Basically, I had like a couple of. If either the dress had to make me feel like a goddamn princess, like it was a big princess dress, or it was not at all. There was no middle ground. Like, you know, and running around, like I liked running around in the dirt, and I liked getting a bit messy and climbing trees. So practically most of the times dresses were not an option. But yeah, I definitely had that streak of like princess me. Not because I thought I was a princess. I just liked the dress. I felt like I was like
That's
a
fair.
fairy or something, and I was like could fly. It was that stuff, and I liked seeing the dress swishing and like flowing around. I'd run around and be like, "Oh my god, it looks so cool!" Yeah,
train.
Yeah.
My other question was flipping that last question about, did you ever have any fashion choices that your mum wasn't happy with?
Oh,
I can answer first if you want. My mum hates my fashion.
Really? Just now?
Yeah, she
like...
hates it. Yeah.
Oh no.
Not so bad now. But she basically, as soon as I started dressing myself in as a teen, I like gravitated towards like more masculine clothing, and like I wanted. It took a while for me to achieve having them because my mum was buying my clothes, obviously, when I was younger, but I wanted male clothes a lot. And she was, like, terrified that I wanted to be a boy.
Oh,
like,
man.
She, like, always was like, do you want to be a man? And I was like, no, I'm totally happy being a girl. I just want to wear these jeans. And then, obviously, when I came out as gay, she was like, oh, she wants to be a boy. And I was like, no, I'm so good.
Yeah.
Not the same thing. The weirdest thing is, so for years and years, she hated that I didn't dress more feminine. She was always telling, like, if I had a friend who dressed really feminine, she'd be like, oh, that Leanne, such a good dress sense.
Oh.
And then, like, every time I mentioned Leanne specifically, because I remember she talked about her a lot, if I was like, oh, I'm going to go and see Leanne today, she'd be like, oh, the one with the good fashion. I was like, right, Mum, I get it. Leanne wears flowers and I don't, right? Like,
Yeah.
However, then when I first started doing drag king stuff, I was really scared to tell her about it because I was like, she already thinks I want to be a guy, and if I tell her that I'm doing drag king work, it's just gonna further this idea she has. And then she found out about it. She thought it was the greatest thing ever.
Aww.
She loved it.
It's so
she was like, oh, she was like, oh, it's just a character. It's really funny. It's really good. She like even like watched the videos of me performing and was like, so good.
That's really cool. That's
yeah, I know.
It's really interesting. Like there is that, like extra pressure, I guess, if you're say you come out as gay and some people say, oh, does that mean you want to be a different gender? Or there's something like people jump to somehow that, which is obviously, like, it doesn't make sense. But I guess I can see why it makes sense to some people, perhaps like our parents' age group or something. But
yeah, I think it's obviously a very wide topic because I'm of the opinion, and like, people can at me about this, people can DM me about this, I will have this argument with people. I'm of the opinion that, like, to take it to the extreme, if you're homophobic, it's probably because you fancied someone of the same gender at some point. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, the only reason for you to feel that way is that you feel some type of way about yourself and you're projecting.
Yeah.
And I always feel like my mum's not homophobic at all. She loves Hannah, or she loves the idea of Hannah. She's not met Hannah yet, but she will today, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, later on today.
Momentous.
I know, scary. Momentous. Anyway, you get it. Okay.
That was a good one.
But yeah, my mum's not homophobic at all, but I do remember when she was still like having a hard time understanding things, and she was asking me questions like, do you want to be a boy, and things like that. There was like a comment she made when I first told her that I told her I was bi before I told her I was gay because I thought it would be easier. And immediately she was like, oh, it's just a phase. And like sort of dismissed it. And she was like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. It's just a phase. And I was like, I bet you're saying it like that because you had that air quotes phase. I bet you've had a crush on a girl and you were like, what's all this? Am I a man? I don't know. And then you've suppressed it or just moved on from it. And, you know, now you have a husband or whatever, and so that's why in her mind these things are phases because she had that phase.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, it makes sense.
And then the idea of like, oh, it's not a phase. Does that mean that it's something different from what I had? Does that mean she wants to be a man? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's where it comes from personally, but everybody's got their own ideas on these things, I think.
Yeah. Oh wow. No, I just find it really interesting because I've never had to like, you know. That's just not been an extra level of or layer for me. Like if I was always a tomboy and always preferred, even though I had like my occasional flowy dress and pretending to be a fairy, I actually always preferred wearing quite just really like practical, boyish. And I do think I have a natural like I much prefer wearing a suit even today than wearing a dress. Like, I just don't feel comfortable in dresses anymore today. Like, I feel just most like myself in more masculine sort of tailored fits. I like them. And I think I've always had that as a kid growing up. And I've never had anyone question me or think that was odd or weird. So it's quite nice. Actually, I talked to Christian about this the other day because I was saying, you know, in a way it's like more acceptable for me, a young girl, doing that. But if there was a young boy who just wanted to, I know people that, you know, have young boys that they just want to put a dress on. They're obsessed with Elsa. They love Frozen or something. And I guess that question goes to their mind, but I'm like, you know, there's no different. Like, dressing up is dressing up, and it's just like really fun to dress up as a whatever. It's a character you're wanting to play. So,
and even if you're not dressing up, but you are, you know, like him, and you enjoy skirts and dresses, then wear skirts and dresses. You're totally right, though. It's the sort of what's it called? Fragile masculinity, sort of toxic masculinity of saying like, well, a girl can wear trousers and be straight, but a boy can't wear a skirt and be straight. He has to be gay.
Yeah.
And it's just like, or maybe he just really likes how a skirt looks and feels on him. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's like the argument or the comment I make all the time of how men look so much better with their nails painted.
Yeah.
Because they've got such wonderful hands for having their nails painted, like a lot of them. And also, like, it just looks sick. And I bet you so many more men would, like, indulge in painting their nails just like how, like, women indulge in painting their nails if they felt like they could go out into the world and still be, like, themselves. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. It's an interesting question to raise, for sure. As you say, I would encourage, if I ever have kids, they wear whatever they want. You know, it's like you need to explore everything about what that is. So there's no, I would never have shame if a kid one day was like, if I had a boy and he's like, I want to wear a dress for the rest of the day. I'm like, cool, let's do it.
Yeah, let's find one of Gran's 1940s.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's great. Yeah, I some of my stories I have.
So, what is our weekly waffle this week?
So our weekly waffle, it relates to me having just discovered Pokemon Sword on the Switch, by the way.
Oh, interesting.
Loving it. Have played it many hours.
Hannah just finished it.
Did she?
Last month or something, yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, it's really fun. You were kind of like the Pokemon generation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When it was like peak Pokemon, did you have a particular favourite Pokemon that you liked, and why?
So yes. So mine was Arcanine.
Oh, the little big dog guy.
Yeah, so Growlithe and then Arcanine.
Yeah.
They were my favourites, just because they looked like cool, like dog fox wolves.
Yeah.
And I had Pokemon bed sheets on my single bed, on my cabin bed. They were amazing. So one side of them was, I think it was like a big picture of like Ash and Brock and Misty and Pikachu.
Nice.
And then the other side was all the first 150, 140 something Pokemon.
Oh my goodness.
Just all like dotted on it, and every day I would like decide which side I wanted to face up. And then I would find Arcanine and be like, there he is.
There's my pal.
There's my boy.
That's so cool. Yeah. What a great bed sheet.
Oh my god, they were so good. I hated when they went in the wash. I was just like, put that back on. But I never actually, I don't know if I've said this to you already or not, but I was never allowed Pokemon cards. I was never allowed to buy them.
Yes, you did say this. You're an entrepreneur.
I was, yeah. Ended up with like 400 of them, yeah. Because at the time I did not care. Like, I still argue that no one actually knows how to play Pokemon.
I would amazingly agree. Like
the cards. It's like, I've looked at some of them and it's like, this thing applies to this unless this thing happens, and if that happens, flip a coin. And I was like, a coin?
I'm a child. Where's my coin?
Yeah. What do you mean flip a coin? I'm supposed to use these cards. So the way that my friends played it, if we played it at all, was literally just like whoever had the higher attack, I think. Kind of like top trumps, but with Pokemon cards.
Nice.
So it was like, it was just always really unfair. Like if you happened to have one that had one really high attack, you'd be like, I win again, and I win again.
Yeah.
So we ended up just kind of collecting them. I feel like Pokemon cards for my generation is what slime is for this generation.
Oh, yeah. Is that still a thing?
It was, I don't, maybe it was massive for like a couple weeks or a couple months or something, of just like slime and
there's
different types of slime.
Videos, people like popping slime.
Yeah,
and being like,
I think it's when ASMR started to become a bigger thing.
Yeah.
People were like starting to like, pop slime and put things in slime and just be like, listen to the slime. And at first I was like, I don't get it. I'm grumpy and old and crotchety and I hate it. And then I realised that like, because my arguments in my head was like, it doesn't do anything. It's pointless. Like, why do you want this? And then I remembered things like Pokemon cards and how like I had them and I would pour over them and be like, ooh.
Yeah.
But like for no reason. There was no actual reason to them. And I was like, maybe slime's just this generation's Pokemon cards.
Very
that's
much
okay.
so. Yeah, we had collecty things. Like, I was just before Pokemon, really, but I had Pogs and my playground collection thing. I was so sad. There was this like basically it looked like a photo album, and it was like photographs of the Spice Girls, okay? And it was like candid shots of Spice Girls. It was like, it looked like they had taken the pictures. Like it was just really random pictures of them on tour and back behind the scenes of their music videos and stuff. And that was what we used to do. We used to buy them packs, I think, of 10 photographs and swap them in the playground. So yeah.
Is that like what was that? They had the same thing but for football. What was it? Like it was like a magazine, you'd put football stickers in the magazine.
It was kind of like that, but just photographs in a photo album. Yeah.
Of the Spice Girls.
Of the Spice Girls. I'm so sad.
That's so
I feel
funny.
like I don't think it exists anymore. I think my mum just got rid of so much stuff, but I would love to see that again.
They do that constantly. Oh, I hate it.
It's horrible.
Like, the amount of things that have been sold at car boot sales out from my house makes me so angry.
Yeah, me too. Like, and not even a word. And I don't know. There's little things that I remember and just wish I still had.
Yes, all my videotapes, my Pokemon cards. I had this massive big like a, I don't know what you would call it, like a lock box kind of thing, like a big makeup box, but just filled with craft supplies.
Amazing.
Like any and all craft supplies I found, I put in that box. And then if I found anything that made cool noises, I put it in that box as well. And then my mum sold the whole box for like a $5 at a car boot sale. Oh, and I never even got the $5.
It's a painful. Yeah, I'm with you. Only in memory now. Maybe the odd photograph of them in the background. I can peer over them.
Do you have a favourite Pokemon?
I think yes. So when it was quite big back in the day, because my sister loved Pokemon. She's like the right age group. So I kind of by default watched a lot of Pokemon with her because it was kind of nice. So mine ended up being quite stereotypically girly. It was Jigglypuff.
Oh yeah.
I think he was just for me the cutest little, silliest, weirdest little thing, and I loved him, and I loved his singing. It was so nice.
My favourite thing about Jigglypuff is the marker pen.
Oh,
yes.
The one where he just like goes on a rage and scribbles on people.
Like if you're not paying it, if you're sleeping so you can't hear him. Oh no, if you fall asleep to his song, he gets really upset with you. And so he scribbles on everyone's faces with markers. He's
a little messed up, is that
I love
Jigglypuff. Yeah, but oh my gosh, that was always my favourite. And yeah, I saw no other Pokemon apart from him.
I remember as a kid watching it because I would like race home, sit down at the same time every day and watch Pokemon. And I remember always wondering why they were eating so many like donuts. I'm pretty sure is what they called them in the English dub.
Yeah.
They called them donuts. And I was like, why are they having donuts with ketchup? That's horrible. And then I realised it's not donuts, it's like rice balls.
Yeah.
But for some reason when they dubbed it, they thought we wouldn't understand what rice balls were. So
so
they called them something
like, oh, those Western kids, donuts, that's all they want. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, all they want is donuts.
Ketchup donut, not a fan.
Yeah. I was always like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Thankfully, I never tried it because there was a few things in my childhood that I was like, maybe I'll just try it and see how it goes. Like I had this, it was like a body scrub or it was like bubble bath and it smelled just like chocolate. And I was like, I have to try it. I have to try it. And like for a second it tasted like chocolate and then just soap.
No.
And then I would like sometime later told my parents about it. My dad was like, I remember that. I tried it and it tasted like soap. And I was like, what the fuck?
I could just imagine you both sneaking into the bathroom like in the same day, like, Choco. Yeah, I did that a lot with lip balm, thinking somehow it would be the most delicious thing to eat, but it never really was.
Because they smell so good.
So
like,
good.
Lip balms especially, and it's so close to your mouth anyway, you would expect it that you could just eat it.
Yeah.
Oh well. Man. Lip scrubs you can, right? It's just
sugar,
isn't it?
Lip scrubs are great. I remember getting one from Lush. They're really edible, if you ever consider it.
My friend got... If you were just like Annabelle's rating of different lip scrubs,
by
how edible
taste.
they are. Yeah. My friend got a face scrub from Lush once that had actual popcorn in it.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, I have to be able to eat this one, surely. It has popcorn in it.
That sounds amazing.
I know, it's so weird. I don't know if it was meant to be like an extra exfoliant or if it was just like a gimmick or something, but yeah, very odd.
Popcorny.
But what do you think about? Because obviously, since popcorn, since Pokemon started, there's been like how many generations of Pokemon now? Like,
oh man,
I don't even know. I know. Obviously, as the generations go on, the Pokemon seem to be running out of ideas for some. Like, I'm pretty sure there was one in this game called like Garbodor, and it was a big pile of garbage.
Yes,
with eyes.
I think I have the first, like, before you. I think maybe his evolution is something like Garbodor, but his first one is like a little baby trash can, like bin bag, and it's pretty cute. And my favorite one I found is a ghost teacup.
Oh, I saw that.
Isn't that weird? And it's just like a little spirity ghost, and it's like, this little spirit decided one day to haunt this cold cup of tea. I'm like, oh.
Some of them have got weird. I remember when I read the thingy, the description for the balloon one, Drifloon.
Oh yeah.
And the description is like, Drifloon will like lure children away, and you're like, wait, what?
Hold on.
Hold on 1 minute.
Yeah, they're pretty scrapey of the barrel, but also makes it hilarious to try and find them and catch them all, as they say.
Catch them all. What's in your sword party? What Pokemon are your favourite in this game?
So I have been swapping them quite regularly to try and be tactile. What's the word? You know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
My favourites right now. My kind of first one I had was a little monkey guy. He's like a grass Pokemon, and I have a little guy who I can't remember what he was. A water Pokemon that is. He starts out like a little turtle with a kind of one fang in the middle of his...
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so he's evolved to the next stage, and his name's Derek.
Derek, nice. Yeah, we nicknamed all of our Pokemon as well. Our water Pokemon was called Wi-Fi.
Nice, of course.
Because why not?
Why not? So yeah, I've got a good balance, good mix. There's a Vulpix in there called Babe, because I love them. And there's a...
Vulpix are very cute. We had a Vulpix. Hannah insisted on keeping it in there because it was like, it's our highest level fire Pokemon.
Yeah.
But it was so shit. Like, it just clearly had bad stats and it died constantly and like it always hit for shit. And I was like, Hannah, please remove this from the party. But
find
she just refused.
a stronger one.
Yes. Oh my god, she refused.
Yeah.
It was the bane of my Pokemon career was that Vulpix.
Yeah, I love them. It's excellent. I'll probably play it later today. That's fun.
in between games just now.
Oh, okay.
I need to find something new and fun and exciting. But I'm at a loss.
Oh man.
We got Breath of the Wild again.
Yay!
Because Hannah was like, I want to play it. And I was like, oh, well, I'll see if anyone has it and I can do a trade. And no one did. And I was like, oh, I'll just buy it.
Yeah, because you asked me and I was like, I'm sorry, I gave it to some random person on Gumtree.
Yeah, no, that's what I did with my first one.
Oh, silly.
Oh,
yeah,
well.
we're the same. We want to get ours back because it was just such a good game, and we
Yeah,
want to play.
yeah.
Like, we didn't ever finish all the kind of side quests and stuff. So
Yeah. I find it hard to finish the side quests because a lot of them it's like they'll give you like a clue of where you're supposed to go next, but you're
Yeah.
like, oh.
yeah. You
But-
kind of just stumble across it.
Yeah. I've been watching loads of speed runs for Breath of the Wild, and it's like made me be
Nice.
like, I want to do it.
Yeah, it's the best. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful world.
Beautiful world.
It's a beautiful world.
Shall we move on to our serving suggestion?
Yeah, should I tell you my answer to my thing?
Oh yes, please do. Yes.
Do you want to have any more guesses before I?
Tell me the riddle again.
No. Oh no, I'll try to remember it. Okay, yeah. The hint. What it is return to picture panel.
Return to picture panel.
Yeah.
Oh, Hannah had a guess, and I can't remember what it was. Return to picture panel. Oh, I can't remember. She had two really good guesses, and I can't remember either of them, and she's not in the house. Oh, man. Just tell me.
Okay.
I'll tell you if she was right.
Okay. Back to the drawing board.
I think that was one of her guesses. Oh,
Good old
how annoying.
Hannah.
You know, what's she like?
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Hannah.
Congratulations. If you listen to this at some point. Well done.
Well, she always does. Yeah. Unless you didn't guess it. Then,
Unless, you got it wrong. Sorry.
I have some for you.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm trying to think what ones. They're all not. I don't think any of them are that easy.
Oh no.
To be honest, one of them is going to be really hard.
Oh, no.
Like when I saw that this was the translation, I was like, "What the fuck?" Okay.
Okay.
The first one is you gain what you lost ago.
Oh my. I mean, you can't always get what you want. You
No, that's not it, but it's along the same vein.
gain. You know when it's
Gain what you lost ago.
something there. It's like I
Yeah.
know, but I
I'll
don't.
give you
Oh,
a
God.
small clue is that the answer has the same amount of words in it as the one I've given you. You gain what you lost ago.
Nah, nothing's coming to
Okay.
me.
It is you win some, you lose some.
Oh, yes. Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
There's one that's like impossible. I think I'm going to save that one for next week.
Great.
So the other one for this week is the odds are like a child.
The odds are like a child.
The odds are like a child.
I can only think of the odds is stacked against someone because it has odds
That's a
in
good
it.
answer, but it's not. So the odds, clue, the word the odds isn't actually in the original one. It's something else.
Doesn't help me.
Imagine odds, but they are linked to good and bad deeds.
My mind is utterly blank. I'm so bad at this game.
Oh, no.
I'm so bad at it.
That's okay. Shall I just tell you?
Yeah.
Karma's a bitch.
Karma's a bitch. Where did that get? How did that? I would never have gotten that.
Karma's a bitch.
Karma's a bitch child.
Yeah, the odds are like a child.
Interesting. I wonder what the translation was, which language insists that child is a bitch.
I don't know. I put them in so many, it's really hard to say. The one that I will save for next week that no one will get, and I don't know why I kept this one in, but it is simply 6 sharks.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
I'll have a think. Don't expect anything.
sharks.
6 sharks. Great. I can't even.
So that's them.
Thanks, Cara. That was great.
You're welcome.
I feel super smart.
Would you like to feel smarter by me telling you, which I guess is just like part of the show now? Would you want me to tell you some kids write jokes?
Please. Yes.
We've got one. Doctor, I can't drive. I'll drive you, mate.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's the whole joke.
What's another one? Any good? I found one this morning I loved. I think I retweeted.
I've got another one. I've got another doctor one. How strange.
Okay.
Doctor. Doctor, I have a potato in my right ear and a carrot in my left ear and a tomato in my sock. What's wrong with me?
I'm crazy.
Oh, what do you get?
Sorry, you go on. You go.
What do you get from a dwarf cow?
I don't know.
10,000 diamonds.
Well, that's a lucky cow.
It's a good cow.
Thanks. Oh my gosh. There's one I've just retweeted, which I enjoy muchly. Why does the crow laugh?
Why?
Because they are mad. Ha ha ha. I am also mad.
Oh,
I love them.
What did 7 say to 6?
What did 7 say to 6?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9.
It's kind of genius. I mean, I probably would be unaware of its own existence as a number in place of other numbers. So
it's like,
congratulations, kids. Wonderful.
That's all the kids write jokes I have.
Wonderful. Do you have a serving suggestion this week?
I do have a serving suggestion, and it's what me and Hannah call reportable content, and it's not how it sounds. Basically, we've got into this habit of like just before bed to like wind down. Hannah will pull up her Instagram and go to like just the like For You page, because if you're not someone who searches for things, the For You page is just whatever is popular, and the things that are popular are always like really bad like hack videos.
Oh no.
Or slime videos, or like just crap like that, and we call it reportable content because Hannah just reports them all. But they're just like so ridiculous to watch. It just like your brain completely turns off when you're watching them. Like we'll watch one and they always take like a video from YouTube that's already like sped up of someone like doing something really dumb, but then to fit it into an Instagram video they speed it up even more.
Oh lord, it's like fitting into a minute.
If you can hear the audio, it's like it's like insane.
What's the point?
It's insane, and the hacks are always, I'm sure you full well know, the dumbest things. Like the hacks are never actually good hacks at all, and that's why they're so fun.
The Instagram hacks. Do you have any in your mind that you can remember?
We watch so many of them. There's so many like dumb cooking ones. There's so many like back to school hacks.
Oh.
Of like, I think there was one, I think originally it was a Troom Troom video, if you've heard of Troom Troom. And it was like back to school, ways to sneak snacks in. And it's things like, it's like get a pencil case and then drill a bunch of pencils onto a piece of cardboard and then hot glue the cardboard on top of the pencil case. They'll think it's got pencils in it, but under the pencils there's snacks.
And this is for children.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it. Get hold of your parents' hot glue gun and enjoy.
And enjoy the snacks.
It'll be worth it, I'm sure.
It'll be worth it. Yeah, there's so many of them. I can't remember any more of them because we just binge this content.
I love
like
that. And where did the reportable, where did that come in? Did Hannah just lol?
Because Hannah's like, this one's dumb, so she'll report the video as like spam or fraud or something.
Yeah.
It's like her little what's the word I'm looking for? Her little like act of defiance against bad content.
That's good.
So like, I'm reporting this one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good plan, actually. I think.
So yeah, reportable content. If you want to just switch your brain off and just like enjoy making fun of something that hurts no one if you make fun of it, you know what I mean? You can just like make fun of it guilt free. go onto the Instagram Explore page and like just type in like life hacks or pranks or something like that, and you are guaranteed to find some gems.
Oh. It should be like, if there's ever more time, just for no reason, just start adding really stupid comments and like nothing nasty, but just like, when my 3-year-old tried this tip, I don't know, but yeah.
I tried this one and now I can't get back in my house.
Yeah. My hands are glued shut and now I can only eat sweets by licking them with my face. 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Good content. Please make more.
Do
you have, what's your serving suggestion this week?
My serving suggestion this week is just a nice, sweet, simple one. Get some houseplants if you don't have houseplants. I have come super late to houseplants because I've always had like actual animals to look after and never really paid much attention to our little green friends, not aliens, plants.
Not to the aliens that are trying to hybrid humans.
Yes, I got one of them in my house too. And it's been really, really enjoyable. I bought a few really great plants from a plant shop here in Edinburgh. Plug, Grow Urban. They have an online shop. And they're brilliant.
Oh yeah, Karen loves Grow Urban.
Yeah, they're really good actually. And I had a couple of plants in my house for so long that were here when we moved in, and they're alive, but I never really looked after them that great. I never really thought about what they needed, which is what it's all about. So now I've taken some time to like care for them, and it is a joy. It is a joy to see them flourish and grow and make sure they have enough of everything. And my mum's been so cute. She bought some these like little sort of water indicator sticks. So
cute.
Like it's got a pH, like the pH paper thing, and if it turns blue, it means there's enough water essentially. So you stick them in the soil. So she's really on board with my love of plants as well.
Oh, that's really sweet.
I'm like, thanks, Mum. So yeah, grab a really nice plant. There's so many awesome plants, and I bought a wee book called How Not to Kill Your Plant, which is perfect for me. And it's just really easy guide to like what certain types of plants need and what to look out for. And yeah, I feel like I've fallen into a new community, and I now will make plant pals, but both real plant pals and actual human pals that like plants. So yeah,
we have so many plants in this house.
Oh,
so many. And Hannah's like, can I get more plants? And I'm like, where will we put them? Like, we must have like in the region of 40 or 35.
Whoa.
Like, there's a lot. You can see one behind me. Yeah. There's one next to me. There's one somewhere. There's 4. Hold on. 4 in this room. There's 2 in the bedroom. And then the rest of them are just like all around the living room. There's so many.
Goodness. That's impressive.
Some of them are propagating, so some of them are babies.
Yeah.
Or some of them are like more than one plant per plant pot.
Okay.
If they're like spider plants, we put them all in the same. But yeah, we got tons of them. Hannah loves plants. And I remember when I got a plant, just like a succulent, when I was staying in my last flat. And it was just this like long succulent with like 2 little leaves that came off each side.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cute. It was really small, and I was like helping it grow. And one time I was coming home, I'd left the window open a little bit to like let some air through, and it was on the window ledge. And I had brought the person that I was seeing at the time back to my house, and I like opened the door up and saw the plant was on the floor and its little neck was all like snapped and whatnot, and I cried. I like got down on my knees and was like, no, my plant. And I turned to the girl and was like, is it more or less endearing if I cry right now?
Oh, I mean, fair enough. I think I'm getting to that point where I am attached to my plants. Like, they all have their own, oh my god, it's so sad. They all have their own personalities, and they're all like their individual cells, and they feel like actual, people with names.
Do they have names? Have you named them?
I think like I'll get there. I think like they're more just nicknames of what they're called. So yeah.
Very interesting.
Yes, get a plant, become a plant.
Get a plant.
There's
It
a
does help.
hashtag
It
on
is
Instagram
nice.
and it's like plant mum. And I'm like, oh, click.
It's me. Yeah, click. Follow.
Yes.
Yeah, it does feel really nice. Having some greenery in the house is nice. It helps purify the air.
Does.
It helps to like give you something to like think about outside of yourself. It's like I had an issue where I had plants previously and then they all died because I went through like quite a depressive episode, and there's a big problem with like there's a huge correlation between when plants die vs when you're depressed. Like if you're depressed, you're not going to water them very well, and when I'm not depressed, I'm a bit of an overwaterer of plants. But Hannah has the same problem, and she's combated that by just not buying cactuses or succulents because you don't need to water them at all. And she's like, but I must.
It's part of the rules of plants.
Yeah, must mist them.
Yes, I have a misting bottle for one of my plants. It needs lots of humidity. Love it. Love it.
Well, I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you've got your plant pals.
Thank you. Send any pictures, anyone, if you got plant pals. I'm well up for seeing them. Tag us in your plant pals pictures.
Think for now, that's everything.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Follow us on social media. Breakfast with Podcast at Instagram, Twitter, Gmail.
Yes. Please email us that. I'd love
Please email us. We just want one.
No one wants to email us.
No one wants to email us. What the fuck?
Come on, guys.
Send me a letter. You can find me at cara.mckinley.art on Instagram, and maybe McKinley.art, McKinley_art. I don't know. I'm really bad at Twitter. You'll find me if you look at me up.
Yeah, you'll find you. And I'm on Instagram and Twitter. Annabel Logan Comedy on Instagram, and Burnt Out Bulbs on Twitter. So check it out.
Check us out. And that's it. See you later.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Have a good breakfast.